let's grab one of my favorite travel multimeters. So I'm just doing a quick summary of a couple of these multimeters that I've got from ZOYI ZOTEK. They're actually in Guangzhou today. All this week, they're visiting the Canton Fair. So I think Monday through to Saturday, they'll be at the Canton Fair doing demonstrations at their stall. And there's the Canton Fair is massive. The exhibition center is just massive. You can probably check out them live on YouTube. So the ZOYI ZOTEK YouTube channel, they've got a live stream of what they're doing at the Canton Fair, and they've got all these new products like a thermal imaging thingy, and yeah, it's awesome. So this is the ZT111. It's a nice little travel multimeter. It's really small and compact, and yeah, here's the TMM Check Plus. So I'll just move the camera down a bit so you can see. Boom. Okay, so let's plug this in. Whoop. So I've got 5.000, 5.001. Let's see if that settles. Yeah, it's settling on 0. So it's not the fastest multimeter, but the accuracy is decent. I've had this for about 4 months, I believe. So it's got, yeah, decent accuracy. Hasn't drifted that much so far. And I'm expecting 5 volts from that. Can check out so it's auto measurement. Let's change to manual. Can check out the resistance. If we go to auto, kilo ohms, automatic. Okay, 100K, 99.8. Yes, that's close-ish. I'm expecting 100K. Here's a 10K, 9.98. Let's try 1K. Oh, that's close. 0.999, 0.998. And 100 ohms. So we got 100.2, 0.1. So that's pretty close. And it's, yeah, relatively affordable, compact travel multimeter. I really like this one. I went ahead and got the 102L. The main difference between these two is this one, the 102L can do inductance, so L's for henries, but it doesn't go down to like pico henries and stuff. It's just quite high level. And the current unit of measurement I think is limited to like milliamps, and this one can go down to microamps on the ZT111. So I'll probably keep carrying around the ZT111 in my backpack, but I might not carry the 102L. I found that for measuring inductance, at least for small components, small inductors, this ZOYI ZT-MD1 LCR is probably better in terms of accuracy for the lower inductance. So we got 1.08, which is what we're expecting. Should be 100. So we're getting 111.8, which is a bit higher than expected. It should be 10 microhenries, 10.68, that's okay. And then 1 microhenry, which is almost dead on, so that's pretty good. Let's change it to, got diode test mode and continuity mode. Do automatic for the resistance. So we've got, expecting 100K, we're getting 100K. 10K, getting 9.994, that's close to 10. And then 1K is 1K, that's pretty good. Then 100 is 100, or 99.97. So that's pretty good accuracy. Let's try capacitance. I should drop you can change the frequency. It's like 100, 1K, and then 10K. So that's 1.01 nanofarad. What have we got there? Should be like a 10. Roughly 10 nanofarads, 100. 101. So expecting 100, got 101. So Steam Check Plus is not dead on. The actual, there's a printout of the actual measurements. They're slightly off of, it's not exactly 100 nanofarads, it's like slightly off. So 1.04. So that's, yeah, pretty decent accuracy. The tips can be replaced, but they only sell them with one pair of tips. They're about $30, I think, on AliExpress, so they're pretty inexpensive. So I'll grab a battery. What I like to do when I'm testing a charger, so this is a little single channel charger. It can support pretty large cells, like lithium ion cells. So I'm going to put in a small, this is a 21700 cell. So let's go ahead and I'll turn these multimeters on. So this is the ZOYI ZOTEK 300 AB. So if I hold down the yellow button here while turning it on, it will disable the auto power off. So put it to voltage, and then I'll hold the Hertz button, and that enables the Bluetooth. I'll do the same thing here, but I'll change it to millivolts instead of voltage, because I'm going to measure the voltage across the shunt to convert that into current. Cool. So let's hook up this one. So this is the shunt. It's a very small resistance, and I'm essentially going to measure the voltage across the resistance and convert that into the current. So it's a good way to measure the current while charging a cell. So here is the charger. Here's the cell. It's a 21700 cell. It's a high performance cell. It's something that I use in this torch. This is a Nightwatch Chaos NS59V2, and it takes 2 of these cells in series. So I just want to check the charger performance. So let's hook this up. Yep, that's in. I'll attach the power supply. It's got USB-C PD input. This is the X-Star SC1 Plus charger. It's good for doing or charging big batteries, like 26800 cells. So I'll connect the shunt and put the battery in. So we've got 4.2-ish volts, and then 1 amp, 600, 700. Let's improve the connection. So it's measuring the voltage and the current. So over here we've got about 700, 600 milliamps. So I think it's pretty much full, and it's just gonna it's gonna stop. The accuracy of the X-Star SC1 Plus charger is determined at like 4.20 volts plus or minus, I think 5% or something, or point. So the tolerance is like 4.15 to 4.25 for the termination voltage, and you can see here the current is going down and down and down. So when I review a charger like this X-Star SC1 Plus, I'll use these 2 multimeters to transmit the data via Bluetooth to my Raspberry Pi or PC, and then create a graph. So it all gets logged to CSV, a comma separated file, and then I convert that into a graph and then post the graph on my website, and you can see the performance of these chargers to see what kind of algorithm it's using, to see if it's using like constant current, constant voltage, and like a trickle current. So you can see what kind of algorithms are being applied to charging a cell just by measuring this and creating a graph. It's really nice. And the ZOYI ZOTEK, we can use that to measure the frequency. So if I want to measure the frequency of strobe, I can hook this up, and you can see it's going fast, and then it'll slow down. And if you look on the right there, you've got bigger gaps, and then so you can see the frequency of the strobe mode is changing. So you've got a fast frequency, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. So the reason I measure this is just because of Stephen Knight up in Queensland. He does light painting, and whenever I'm reviewing a torch, I'm like, oh, okay, I can check the strobe mode and put comments in about what the strobe mode is doing in my reviews online, so that if someone is doing light painting and they're trying to figure out, is this new torch any good for light painting, they can look up the strobe mode information and see whether it's a constant frequency or not. This one's not constant frequency, it changes frequency, so it's okay for tactical purposes, but it's not great for light painting. You want to have a constant frequency for light painting so that when you take a long exposed photo, you can move around at a constant rate because it's flickering at a certain rate as it like flickers as you're moving across. With the strobe, you want that to be constant so that the dots look like they're the same distance apart. And when you have the right exposure, it'll just look like a line. But yeah, if you don't have if you've got a varying frequency that goes slow and fast, and you try to move the torch across the picture while you're taking a long exposure, it's going to look weird. It's not going to be, you'll have like a bright part and then a dull part because the frequency is slower, and it's really harder to work with. Is why if you're doing light painting, you want to have a constant frequency that doesn't change. That's why I'm using this oscilloscope to measure the torches, just to see what is the frequency of the strobe mode. Check out ZOYI ZOTEK on YouTube. They've got a live stream as well, and they're at the Canton fair at the moment. Yeah, they're all week. I think it's almost towards the end of the week, so they might be finishing up tomorrow. But yeah, it's a massive like tool and electronics fair. Check it out. Thanks for watching.